your name for the record. Ken Carney, Chair, ARPA Committee.
David Grudberg, Carmody, Torrance, Sandak, and Hennessy, counsel to the committee.
Dwight Knowles.
Ken Ferris.
Gary Berta.
Iris Diaz.
Rohan Smith.
Each member has received a copy of the agenda for tonight's meeting. It's on pages 1 through 6. Any proposed changes? If none, the agenda stands. I'll now ask for a motion to waive the reading of the October 1st, 2024 regular meeting minutes as shown on pages 7 through 12.
Motion to waive the meeting. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I now will ask for a motion to accept the minutes as written on pages 7 through 12 for the October 1st meeting. Do I have a second?
I'll second the
Second.
motion.
Ron? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion's carried. Let's go to page 13. You can review your larger list I made, your larger tracker made for you. I'll run through all the jobs. Starting with the CARES Act Financial Management, go to page 14, and you'll see an invoice here for $5,825 for UHY. You will see some handwriting on the invoice that says $18,000 credit. That's what UHY has agreed to give us towards previous invoices, and we are waiting for that credit. Do you have a motion to approve?
They're crediting us back for,
What was that?
what are they crediting us back for?
So we received an invoice, the previous month, which would have been, maybe through September. What month is this? This is I guess it was August, for $30,000. And when I read the invoice, it was $18,000 of phone calls to one department head discussing the same thing over and over and over. The department head was not aware that she was even being billed, and I rejected that, and I told him I'm not paying it. So that's how we got the $18,000. But the $5,000 is legit, $5,825. Do I have a motion to approve UHY invoice for $5,825?
So move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carried. Hang on, buddy, you're right over there. We just started actually, just 2 seconds ago. All right, then we move on to page 16. This is our friends at Carmody, $15,976. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Okay, do you have a second?
I'll second.
That's Rohan. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we go to Jow Films on page 22. We have an invoice for $250. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next, we go to Child Development Center roof. We're down to a punch list. I had the architect reach out to the contractor, and there's a list of 4 items, very small. Contractor thought they were done, couldn't prove it, and we're waiting for verification that those punch list items are complete. Next, we go to the ARPA Parks Fund, and we have one invoice on page 23, and this is for
$925.
$925. Westcott Mapes. They're the designers of the Veterans Memorial Monument expansion. This particular invoice is for them working on a change order to add additional names to the monument. Do I have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
That'd be Ken. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we go to the food bank, and we go to Vertical Church on page 24. And we will find an invoice 24 through 26. And this is 3 pages of a much larger invoice that is much thicker than this book. But basically, if you go to page 24, you'll see the highlight. And we've got We got rent, we have utilities, and we have food totaling $20,687.46. Those categories and each of those numbers is consistent with the budget that they had approved by this committee over a year ago. Do I have a motion to approve the invoice?
Make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Gary, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next, we go to stormwater management. The balance of this fund is going to be moved to stormwater problem areas. It's roughly 400 and, let's see, if you look on the tracker here. Capital fund, it says 507, it's 492. So we have $492,912 that is not gonna be spent in that bucket, and the council is gonna move it to the stormwater problem area management, and that is at the request of the mayor. So we're waiting for a resolution for that, okay? Any questions on that, anyone? All right, next, we have a couple invoices associated with stormwater. Starting on page 27, we have a barrier gate. If you go to page 30, you'll see some pictures. Page 31 shows you the gate that was installed. Go to page 36, and you get a better look at it. So this is a gate now that closes instead of the police having to go out and set up barriers and stand there. When that flooding happens, the gates close. So
Where
we
is
have
this gate located?
Washington Avenue. One on Washington, one on Campbell.
Oh, it's the gate down here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So we have two invoices. One is for 9962 for the gate, and one is for signs for 1840 for Washington. Do you have a motion to approve those invoices?
Motion.
Okay, that'll be Chris followed by Rohan. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We move on to library access. So this one on page 42, if you look at the notes here, we were getting invoices that did not make a lot of sense. So we asked them to revise the invoices, and apparently they hired an attorney to do that. And they tried to include the attorney fees in the invoices, and I told them that that was not an acceptable use of ARPA funds. So that invoice has been reduced to $3473.57 for the library, page 42 through 55. Do you have a motion to approve?
Barry Gates. The gate.
Everybody approved it, unanimous. It was Chris followed by Rohan. Yep. Back to the library. Page 4255 for $3,473.57. Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
It'll be Chris. Do I have a second?
I said,
Okay, that'll be Ken. Any discussion? I just want to say that they're doing a fantastic service for disadvantaged families who don't have internet and don't have laptops. They're now getting those services through this program. So I thank the library for doing that. Go to page 50, then all in favor say aye.
aye.
Are they utilizing this service at the library, or they get it to take home?
So what happens is they take the equipment home. The Wi-Fi part of it is 1 year at no charge to the family. The laptop, they sign out like a library book. And part of their responsibility to have these services is to take classes at the library how to use them.
Okay.
And this is not unique to West Haven. This is a program across the country. It's called the Navigator Program. Okay. Next on page 56, we have an invoice for that program, 56 through 67, for $8,941.50. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next, we go to City Hall windows. I have Hoffman Architects on page 68. This is a fee because they're carrying the monitoring costs. Whenever a window comes out, air tests have to be set up. a visual inspection has to be done, and a licensed hygienist has to be here. I'm happy to say that the window job is complete, and all the tests revealed that no contaminants were ever released into any of the office space or common areas of City Hall. And we have that documented. So this particular invoice covers part of that service, $22,484. It's within budget. On page 68, do I have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? I just want to say that this was actually a new business item that got put here a little early. We can go ahead and approve it, we'll just ignore it at new business. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, then we go to Prism response. Let me just see something here, hold on. Business. Okay, this is for page 71 through 73. These are the guys who actually demo the windows. 46,247.94. We have this in our budget. Do you have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, moving on to Fire District Allentown. We have several estimates, starting on page 74. This is Daniel's Equipment Company. This is the extractor. So the laws have changed. The protective suits that the firemen are wearing have to be cleaned after every event. And the cleaning is done in a special machine that collects the contaminants and disposes of it properly. Presently, Allentown is using Center's equipment, but with the law change, there's not enough equipment to service both houses as often as they would like to. And Iris, you may have more to say about that. Feel free. But this particular proposal is for $31,411 to buy these extractors paid by ARPA funds. Do you have a motion to approve the estimate?
I'll make the motion.
Do you have a second?
I second.
Okay, any discussion?
Was this something already in the ARPA fund for the fire station? Or is this part of
Yes,
like a new business?
it's part of their $1,025,000.
Okay.
And, yeah, and because it's under 50, Marb does not have to approve it, but they've met the procurement side of it, and it's our job to approve it.
Okay.
Okay?
And it's
All in-
needed.
All in favor, say aye. Okay, Chris, go ahead.
Aye.
I was just gonna ask a question. Do they know if it's right size? These machines, it says a 70-pound machine, which means, if you put 20 pounds in it, it does not work appropriately. They're designed for everything to be weighed appropriately. These machines don't, you get used to your agitator back at home, they need to have a full load to it. Is it oversized or?
So,
Or-
my understanding is the district met with the provider, and that's what they came up with. There were other options, but the 70-pounder is what they chose.
Okay.
Correct.
That's what I was told. Does that sound right, Iris?
That is correct.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next, we go to page 76. This is Diversity Construction Group. Diversity is building the garage on site there at the Allentown Firehouse on Fairfax. I have a change order.
That wasn't that invoice, was it?
This one is to add a dry well. So
Wrestling Dawn.
the architect originally designed footing drains for a building that doesn't have a basement. We got a credit for the footing drains, and now we find out that the leaders that are gonna service the roof line are gonna pour right out onto the driveway where the fire trucks come in and out. That's not a good scene. So we wanna put those leaders in a dry well, so this change order represents a credit for the footing drains and the installation of a dry well. Do I have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next, on page 82, part of the $1,025,000 is a power loader. Do you want to try and explain that one, Iris, or do you want me to?
Go right ahead.
Thank you. You sure you don't want to do it? So this is a, they explained it to me as a vehicle. I don't remember what it is, actually. It was something, they're doing something manually right now, and this power loader allows it to happen automatically, less injury to the guys. I don't know if it moves a car around or opens the car or what it does, but it's a pretty important piece of equipment. I could get the chief on the phone and ask him, I forgot, this is a while ago, and I forgot the details
I
on it.
did see an email come through a while back too.
Yeah.
Isn't it for compressions or something? Like the Lucas tool? I can't remember.
Could be.
I believe.
Oh, and this is installation, this is the anchor to the vehicle, installation.
Oh, it's for net, okay.
Yeah.
I did see something else come through.
Upgrade to install. Oh, this might just be the, when you pick a person up off the ground and put them on a stretcher, it might be
On the
that.
gurney?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I think
Yeah?
it's what it is.
Oh, so they will strain themselves.
Well, it's more than that, because, especially for heavy, let me call
Pick
it.
them up
For
off the
heavy
ground and
individual.
put them on the
Yep.
stretcher?
Yeah, like it brings up the
You
thing.
can get you a Hoyer lift for about $2,700. Just
Not one that meets the requirements, buddy.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Are we talking about an injured person here or just?
Let me think.
so this is to pick up a person
It's been a clarification on
and
that.
put them on a, okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Well, we got the Procare
It's a
cot up
stretcher
there.
fastener system, improves operator and patient safety by supporting the stretcher throughout the loading and unloading process. Power loader. Lifts and lowers the cot into and out of the ambulance, reducing
Okay.
spinal loads and risk of injury. It holds 500 pounds. Okay. Do you have a motion to approve this proposal?
Not me.
Make a motion to approve.
Do you have a second?
I second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. That's for Allentown. Next, we got the Stryker Life Pack. That is on page 84. And that one is,
And-
by the way, these all met the proper procurement.
And what is this?
Hold on, I'm gonna read it to you right.
Should we have like a representative in here to explain these stuff?
Chief.
Yeah, I guess I chief.
Let's see. It's got a defibrillator, a cardiac care, a monitor. Delivers crucial care for critically injured. It's all in a separate power, its own power.
So it's a defibrillator.
I think it's more than that.
I mean, actually, it's just some of these things, they should be here to tell us what it is.
It provides advanced cardiac life support, automatic external defibrillators for first responders, compression system,
It's a Lucas.
prolong human life
It's
with
not the
surgical
Lucas
or other
tool.
procedures are accomplished. CPR, blah, blah, blah. And you get the AC power cord there, Chris, for $86 with it. Got a printer
We
with
got
it.
the reusable pediatric cuff for $27.20. That's it. Couldn't throw that in.
That's in there, $27. All right, do we have a motion to approve this expense?
I'm gonna see if I can get him.
Okay.
He's responding right now.
Take your time.
Just to
Yeah.
answer some questions here for the board.
Yeah, I knew it a month ago, but I haven't talked about this in a while, my
What
apologies.
Yeah.
happens when you leave a catalog lying around?
Yeah,
Okay, he's calling me now. Yeah, it's been a.
tell him to give us the down and dirty on that.
Okay.
Let him next time make it to the meeting.
Nah, it
No,
was
he's very, this,
simple stuff for him.
We don't have these are proposals as opposed to invoices, so we don't have
Right.
forms approving pay. We're not, in other words, we're not voting on cutting checks here. Voting on, I think, the purchase.
Well, here's what it is. It meets the ARPA regulations. It went through procurement. It's not for us to say no. I mean, this is his money. This is what
Right.
they're spending it on.
Yep.
So. All right, so we have Irish, you got a
Huh?
motion? Do we have a second?
yes,
Ken? Any
I make a
discussion?
motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, moving on. We go to Russell Dawson, page 85. And this is for Allentown, and this is part of their design services for $1,200 for the annex that we're building. Do I have a motion to accept?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Iris, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we go to the Fire District Center Plan. That plan was approved by MARB, and that funding is happening, I believe, this week. Next, we go to Fire District's West Shore District. Project has been funded, so
Yeah.
the way this works is there'll be invoices coming before us.
Excuse me, Chair. I have
on
Chief
their-
Terenzi, should I tell him?
Now, we're all set. These invoices will come before us as the construction reaches certain milestones for West Shore. Next, we go to Boardwalk monitoring cameras. We have two invoices. The first one is retainage from A&S for their work along the water. That's on page 87. And that is $18,478.70. That is not a change order. That is part of their original contract. They're asking for retainage. The work has been done since March. Do I have a motion to approve? Do I have a second? Okay, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have Omni Data. This is an additional camera that they installed,
On the board.
starting on page 89. And I believe this one was One Beach Street.
Beach Street project.
Yeah, so that one is either at the end of Washington, which I think it is, or it's at the Water Pollution Control Plant. I think this is the one at the end of Washington. $7,569.81. Do I have a motion to approve? Anyone?
Motion to.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, next we go to Painter Park Fieldhouse. That's not gonna happen, but we have soft costs. We have a $21,907 survey that was done of the entire area and can be used for any project in the future. So they went in and they actually did a site survey. They located all the utilities. They did topos. They did field testing for septic. They did, noted all the landscaping, all the drainage calculations. A lot of work went into that. $21,907.50. Do I have a motion to approve? Chris, you have a second? Ken? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have Russell Dawson on page 94. This is $6,000 for the actual bidding process for the building that came in too high for us to actually build. So they put everything out to bid. That was part of their contract. Do you have a motion to approve $6,000 for Russell Dawson?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Iris. Do any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we go to EMS premium pay. So we start on page 96. Here's how this works. Each firehouse was authorized by MARB to pay their firemen $2,500 each. I don't believe the brass got it. It was just the rank and file. West Shore, Allentown, and Center are cutting their checks this week. In order for them to be reimbursed, the ARPA committee has to approve these numbers in order for them to get reimbursed by the city. So starting with West Shore on page 96 through 104, all of this has been vetted through the attorneys and the accountants. It's all legit. We have West Shore 80,000. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have Allentown, 47,500. Do you have a motion to approve? That's page 105.
Make a motion to approve.
Do you have a second?
I second.
That's Iris. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, I have Center, starting on page 106, 120,000. Do I have a motion to approve? Center, 120,000.
120.
Gary?
So moved.
Chris? Who's gonna second that one?
I second.
Iris? Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
One quick,
Yes.
I have written down, Gary and Chris, would you switch them back?
Okay,
Okay.
you go your route.
Yep.
All right, next, we have Haley School ramp. So the ramp has been installed. The rail system that serviced the old ramp no longer works. They're asking for a $9,000 change order. It started at 10, we got them down to 9, and I think it may fall as low as 7. I have the architect working with the contractor to try and resolve that. You'll be getting a change order request sometime next month, but that's the update there. Electrical main breakers, there was a pre-construction meeting that took place with Andy Pacelli and the company for City Hall. They're gonna be replacing the main breaker, and that's underway. Next, we go to bleacher repair. My understanding is in the next council meeting, there'll be a request for another 28,000. I think it was 20, was it 28 or 68? It was 68,000. There'll be the motion has already been drafted, and it'll be considered at the next meeting so that they can proceed with fixing those bleachers. The bleachers themselves are structurally sound, the seats are not. So the bleachers are not gonna fall down, but the seats are in very, very bad shape. Okay? That is the update there. Next, we go to community mental health. There are no invoices this month to present. And we move on to the community facade improvement program. And we have several recipients, all vetted, all went through the application process, and all were approved by the accountants and the attorneys and our grants director. Starting with, I'm gonna just run down one at a time. A1 multi-service, $10,000 for signage. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, any discussion?
Just a question. Ken.
Yes.
Is this, do we give them the money and then they do the work, or?
No, it's a reimbursement.
So all this work is done?
No, once we approve it, they'll reimburse at different rates depending on when they do the work. This is just the application. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next, we got Rock House of Music, windows, $10,000. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, I got Safari Hair Braiding, $10,000, windows and painting. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Ken, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, I have Amazon Landscaping facade work. Do I have a motion, $10,000, a motion to approve?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, I got Uzen Auto, 10,000 facade and doors. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do you have a second? Second. Gary, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, I have offshore restaurants, 10,000 for HVAC. Do you have a motion to approve?
Make,
What was that?
Just buying the building.
HVAC. Chris, that's your motion?
Yeah, please.
Do you have a second?
a second.
That's Iris. And any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion is approved. Next, I have MTT Law, 10,000 facade and painting. Do you have a motion to approve? Okay, that'd be Gary followed by Chris. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next, I have Smart Insurance, $60,000 to facade for the entire building. Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
carries. Now, it turns out, when all is said and done, there's $41,818 left in this program. That has been moved to ARPA contingency. So it started off at $398, we deducted $41, all right? All right, moving on to support for arts community. I have purchases done by the city. And they are before us for approval. Sharon sent these to me. That tells me they met procurement. So my understanding is that the various holiday decorations that are used on the green are old, full of mold, and no longer usable. The lifespan, they go back to 1980 or something. The city has purchased new decorations, and that's on page 108. $49,941. Do you have a motion to approve?
I mean, that's, what, I guess, what are you,
Approve.
that's one item, 49,000?
No, page 109 gives you a breakdown.
108.
109 gives you, 109 gives you a
That's the
breakdown
second.
of 9,000.
Oh, then the second one, I'm sorry. So this one is, oh, these are the banners, holiday banners, wreaths, and brackets.
Following up on what Ken said on procurement, in reviewing the agenda, I asked about that one because obviously it's above $10,000. We're using the city guidelines, not the federal. And the response I got was, it's an expense coming out of City Hall. So I have not seen, I don't know whether it was put to bid or whether this is a cooperative purchase,
Yeah,
vendor.
these things are
license.
typically bought off a contract, a state
109?
contract.
It just happens to be under
That's
50,000.
98, but we're looking at
Yep.
$49,000.
So cynical,
What a coincidence.
Looking at 49.
No,
We're
I'm
not
just
looking at
curious,
the
because,
9,000,
you know,
we're looking at for
a 30-inch
49,941.
shimmering box is $1,385.
Yeah,
What's it
they're
made
ex-
out of?
Oh, here we go, so that's 108.
That's
It starts
small.
there.
Yeah, 108 is a different
For the
invoice.
breakdown is,
All right, so
That's a
Yeah.
different
let's-
invoice from
Okay.
Let's start with the
109.
49,941. Do we have a motion to approve?
Oh,
Nobody wants that one.
10 grand land.
Guys, I mean, there's no bucket of money to pay for this stuff. If it's not ARPA funds, they have 400,000 in the contingency. We got
Yep.
30 days left. You know, what are you gonna do?
No.
What do we got?
Hey,
Motion, Ken.
seconded.
Second, Chris.
I can't wait to get to the green and see these.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Motion carries. All right, next, page 109, we have another list of decorations for $9,668.
Mm-hmm, I'm saying.
Do you have a motion to
40
approve?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
I second.
I'm just saying.
Who was that second?
That will give to Iris. And any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, now for this one, I'm gonna hand it over to Dwight. So my understanding is, and I wasn't part of this,
Looking good over
uh,
here.
the West Haven Voice has agreed for a mere $9,000, because I think this is gonna be a loss for the West Haven Voice. No one told me about it, but anyway, a 4-page tabloid color, one for the Summerfest in '25 and one for the Summerfest in '26, mailed to 20,000 homes for $9,000. Dwight, you gotta take it over, because I have a financial interest in the Voice, so I'm out
Right.
on this one.
Motion to approve
Second.
invoice number 13078. Chris?
I second that. That's,
Well, he,
well, I'll make the motion, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
That's a bargain.
Second.
That's a bargain for 21,000
Gary?
being mailed.
Okay.
Ask
Need a
for
motion
discussion.
to approve?
No, ask for discussion.
Any discussion?
Now ask for a
No.
vote. All in favor?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, do it again for the next one.
Motion to approve invoice number 13079 for 9,000. Gary? Second? And Ken?
Ken Ferris.
Ken?
Yeah.
All right, I'll make sure of that.
Thank you.
Any discussion? Motion to approve? Aye?
All in favor? Aye.
Okay. All right.
All in favor?
See all in favor?
All in favor, say aye.
I suppose.
Thank you, Dwight.
I suppose.
All right. All right, moving on to storage shed for police. I have not heard back what they want to do with their funds. I've
We will pull it.
I've recorded that to the mayor and to the police and haven't heard anything yet. Paving, approval for city council. This is that contract 0 to 750.
Where'd we jump to, Ken?
I'm on page, the next page of the agenda.
I lost 112.
Yeah, I'm sorry, page 111.
111 is.
The last voice invoice, and then we're going to page 112, but I'm on the storage shed, which doesn't have an invoice, so it's not in the book.
Okay.
Yeah, so, so if you go to your agenda, you'll see the storage shed there for the police. I haven't heard anything there. And then I go to paving, which is ARPA project 2023-020. So this is before MARB for approval. This is a 0 to 750 contract, which needs to be signed and approved tonight prior to the MARB approval, as a catch-all for any funds that we don't spend on the rest of the ARPA project. So here's an example. Let's say on December 31st, we have 200 grand that we just couldn't spend. Without this contract, that money goes back to the feds. Because this contract was done before December 31st, and the vendor who's on the state contract agreed on a number 0 to 750, it's a safety net for any funds that we don't spend. Okay, so there may be a lot of paving, maybe no paving, we don't know yet. But that contract has to be in place. Do you have a motion to approve the paving contract with Tilcon from 0 to 750,000?
Motion to approve.
Do you have a second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Next, I have
Just in
the,
case a Park Street can get paved.
is that your condition, Park Street?
Yeah, Park Street.
Next, I have youth programs, 2023-021. That MOU has been signed, that money is obligated. And we move on to facilities upgrades. This is that $150,000 of money for City Hall, and that brings us to page 112. This is a wizard painting bill, we've seen him before. $38,000, he painted the entire first floor of City Hall, and he painted the tax office, the assessor's office, and the clerk's office. $38,450.56, that included materials. Any, do you have a motion to approve?
Motion to
Do
approve.
you have a second?
I second.
Any
Looks good
discussion?
down there.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Oh, looks
carries.
It looks good down there.
Talk to Wizard Paint.
Next,
But
I've
it's
got
a paint job.
page 113, WB Mason. This is furniture that was bought off the state bid list for $22,168.51. Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next, we have the library site development. That contract has been signed by both the mayor and the library. that money is obligated. Moving on to Fire District Allentown, I do have an invoice on page 121. And this is under new business, page 121, came in late. This is the contractor asking for $75,525, and it has been signed off by the architect on 10/8. Do you have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And on that one, I would ask the committee's approval for me to prepare the approval form corresponding to the new business, and I will enter the initials of everyone in attendance this evening.
So move.
Do you have a second?
I'll second that.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
We got it, thank you. All right, is there any other new business proposed by any member of the committee? May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, have a wonderful night, we'll see you in December.